will stop and restart? Okay. 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 You conveniently did not read out loud my These Nuts joke in your chat earlier today, and I gotta tell you, my disappointment is immense. It seemed like you had your hands full. I sound like ass, really? I sound like ass, really? How so? I sound like I'm in a pit. I don't know what's doing. I don't know what's doing. Is it just not loud enough? Testing, please. 1, 2, 3. Conveniently did not read out loud my next joke. It does seem quiet. Why does it seem so quiet? Ah, I think I found the issue. It does seem quiet. Why does it seem so quiet? Listening. I'm listening. Ah, I think I found the issue. Okay, louder than that, or is that okay? This is like halfway up. This is like 60%. Maybe one more notch, I think. Boop, boop. 2 notches? I did 2 notches. I think I found the issue. Okay, louder than that, or is that okay? This is like halfway up. This is like 60%. Maybe one more notch, I think. Boop, boop. 2 notches? I did 2 notches. Okay, we're keeping it here. Okay, louder than that, or is that okay? Let me actually fucking mute myself. Okay. Alright. Let's do some game dev. It's been a minute. I haven't streamed here in a sec. What have I been doing since last time? I don't know what I was doing last time. But, I've done some revamping of my logging, my debugging for my entities. It's looking nice and nice. I'm feeling a lot better about it. Get Discord out of here. And I kind of had an issue with logs getting overridden. Don't know what the issue was there, but I did a little workaround for it. Just ended up logging them on the game thread rather than using a queue. The lambdas did not seem to like to be buried across frames, so we're just going to do that. We're just going to async task it. And that's what we're doing now. We got some more info on proxy actor tracks. So the track that each entity puts all of its data on. Well, each entity has its own track. We got that. We got the location, which is very nice. I have the location of the entity tracked every single frame now. On the there's like a little built-in pointer when you click on a frame in the visual logger. So that's updating, which is nice. Then I'm putting all the entity data in the little actor snapshot window. So now I have like some really good information. Uh-oh. What's the deal? Then I started, I guess I started working on... Oh, this is the other thing. I started working on refactoring my, like, colony tasks stuff into the entity system. So here's a little sneak peek at the tracks here. We got all our stuff logging properly, I believe. And then the entity data All of it's there. I didn't do anything for the movement one because I don't care about that one. But I can kind of see the state. I can essentially see the entity state now without actually having to log anything. So that's really fucking nice. That's going to help my iteration speed quite a bit. Quite a bit. Yeah, there it is. Nice and nice, as I was saying. Now, what I was actually working on was I can go here, join my colony, default player colony, get back here. I probably shouldn't, I don't want to end, I don't think I want to end the interaction when I click that, when I click join my colony. But yeah, but now that he's in my colony, he has these tasks here that exist on some entity data. So that's what I've been working on. What did you just do that for? What did you just do that for? You see that? He just like rotated for no reason. Are you just getting movement data like over and over again? Yeah, essentially. Do you have an arrow being drawn? No, because you're not actually moving. I should have a rotation arrow. That would be nice information to have. Like what rotation he was facing. Or she. I don't know. I don't know the entity gender. Yeah, let's add that real quick. That's a pretty easy one to do. I want that in the move to processor whenever I am rotating. Whenever I am rotating, get new rotation. I'm calling this. I'll turn the music down just a touch. For actor movement input and entity non-actor input. Okay, so I think maybe just from the get new rotation function I should log it. That'll work for both. Drive entity subsystem. Yeah. Okay, so we should be good here. So let's do this. Vlog arrow entity start location, target location. I don't necessarily want start location and target location. We'll just take that now though. I want current location, and then I need like a like an arrow end. Get point along direction and get forward vector for current rotation. Distance 50. I think that's probably good. In location arrow end, it should be green. Green's fine. Do I need text? I don't know if I even need text. Just leave that blank. I don't know that I even need that. Current rotation. This is actually the new rotation. It's actually the new rotation. Okay, but that way I can actually see historically the... Now actually I kind of want to put current location. Hang on, I kind of want to do something like this. I want to move it upwards. So it's like sticking out of his crotch essentially. Plus 90. About the 90 is about the half height of the actor there. Cool, cool, okay. Okay. Quick little debug update there. And then I also wanted to, actually while I'm here, in my NPC character, now I'm kind of banking on the assumption that the entity is always going to be in actor form when you're interacting with it, at least for colonists. And so I'm putting a lot of the... This is like building out the UI interaction options code here. I'm putting this in the actor class. Maybe a huge mistake in the future, but as always, I'm going to let that bite me in the ass when it needs to. But essentially for the join colony, join colony selected. Yeah, I don't want to do end interact here, I don't think. I don't think I want to do that there. Okay. Let's go ahead and restart. Where's he at? Oh, there he is. Come hither. Join my colony, default player colony. But now it needs to refresh the interaction options actually. Okay. Now we need to call that. Refresh interaction options. Interacting character. Interacting characters. Forward that through. Do I need to call the implementation one? No, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to. But then do I need to do the... I need to do that? No, that's just for interfaces. That's just for interfaces. Okay, so now hopefully that list of options should actually populate. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, yeah, we'll just rebuild. No worries. No worries. Tim Sweeney wanting to play a little prank on me there. You fucking pranked, bro. Yeah, dude, you got me, Tim. You got me. Okay, so what am I going to do after this? I suppose I actually need to should probably start spawning some trees and shit in the world. Because right now, in that little test world, I just have a bunch of those stairs for like pathfinding testing. Then I got some mushrooms in there for testing that they can go find food and keep themselves alive. Oh, they also have a sleep task now too. Is this too? Seems too high. Now. What happens when I don't stream for a week? Everything gets fucked up. My mic, the camera. I had to re-log in to restream. That was a pain. I had to type things in. Ugh, horrible. Uh-oh, we're stuck. Okay. Python pranked me this time. Good one, Python. Good one. Be curious to hear from anyone who's actually used Python in Unreal Engine. I feel like that would be kind of sick if it actually like worked properly and stuff, you know. Big if. Big if. Okay. Make sure those options get refreshed now. Join me. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Now, let's, I'm going to pause. Let's check what's your current task? Colony entity data, current command, task none. Do nothing forever. Awesome. Okay. Sounds good. Do nothing forever. I wish that was my task. Okay. So I selected that. Now what do you have? Okay. He does have the construct forever task. There's nothing to construct, nor is there logic for him to construct with. Look at that fucking rotation. Oof. Oh, the end location isn't, the end location. What are you? Reload? Okay, OBS is now OBS is pranking me. Are we good? Okay, I think it's fine. OBS wanted me to refresh the page. That was weird. Okay. Now arrow end. Let's actually do that after arrow start. That would be smart, right? There we go. Start end. Okay, I think that should be fine. Okay. I do be having a weird issue on the vlogger where I try to log stuff, specifically strings, passing it through a f string printf type thing, or rather I'm passing it as a function, couple function parameters, but like as the formatter params, like this, right? I call like this type of function with this, and one of the args is like a string, and then when it gets passed into the vlog, like it just shows up as like a bunch of Chinese symbols in the vlogger, like my like when they do combat. The ability name shows up like that. Really weird. Okay, so what do I want to do here now? I guess I would need a state for each task, each colonist task. I need one for chopping trees, one for constructing, and then they each have. I have this like. I have this, what is it? Colonist task here. And so I got like a task type, which is just like, that's going to just contain each of the tasks that they can do, like plant and stuff like that. Plant, chop trees, go dig. I got like a duration, which is like do it forever, do it until you have a certain amount, do it for a certain amount of time, get everything within radius, or like, you know, go chop a target tree or something. Those are my durations, and then some information on that. Target actor or component, and then the status, which is like not started, in progress, finished. So that's what we got so far. Do I want to do the tree chopping right now? Because that's going to be kind of a pain, because that actually relies on collision. And right now I changed all the actors to be instant, or not all the actors, all the weapons to be instant static meshes. So there is going to have to be a moment where I need to spawn the wood axe as an actor. So that's going to be kind of a pain. I could do construct buildings. That one might not be too bad. I've already done these in the behavior trees. So I have some stuff to go off of there, and I have some functions built out for it already. I could like have like a go gather. I could have like a gather task, like go gather food, you know? That could be a thing. That would be that'd be a new one. But I do have the mushroom spawn that they can go pick up. I guess I need some sort of interface, like when I inspect them, I need to actually look at their inventory and stuff as well, so I can transfer things. But yeah, like when I inspect here. Uh-oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What was that? See, this is why. This is why I did, oops, the arrow. Why were you, why were you resetting your rotation there, bub? Is that even showing the... I don't think that rotation is not correct. That rotation is not correct. Why not? Transform data, get rid... Okay, yeah, right, because I need to... Get new rotation, current rotation. I need to add the actor offset. Wait, why would I need to add that on the... It was facing correctly before. Is that the way? Hang on, let me see if I can catch him in action here again. There we go. Okay, okay, that was correct. Never mind. Let me read here what's happening. Okay, so he's getting a move to data. We tick. Done with move and rotate. Update next frame. Done path following. I think we're just continuously like running the logic, which I guess we don't really need to if I haven't moved. Although doing it continuously isn't a huge deal in this interaction instance. But I really just want to make him follow the rotation of the character. Okay, what happened there? Okay, he just like... His rotation just randomly changed. We are within the acceptance radius. Done with move and rotate. Update next frame. Added move to data. Moving on path index. 1 out of -1. Okay. Thick. I mean, it just sets rotation, huh? And then I just, you know, I do the slow rotate back, which makes sense. Run path with 0 points. Why would his rotation randomly get set? So where do I set entity rotation? Because really, when he's an actor, the actor should have like authority over the rotation. But let me this is a good opportunity to read my transform data here. Okay, so transform rotation, we're at like 88 yaw, 88, now we're at like 0. Interesting. Okay, so the transform rotation did get set to 0 in between these two frames. And that's why. And then like after, over the next couple of frames, he starts to rotate. He got reset to 0. Okay. Okay. More information. We can work with this. We can work with this. Okay, so I should be looking for somewhere where my transform data gets its rotation set. And I know I do that here at the very end when it's an entity. So did I get here? I shouldn't have. See if it does it again. No, okay, that didn't happen. It's happening reliably though, so that's good. That'll be easy to track down. Easier, rather. Yo, I really got 44 usages of this. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, this isn't actually doing the transform data fine. That's kind of annoying. I can't find anywhere else where I'm actually setting it. Now here's a place where I am setting it. Okay, I'm actually setting it in two places. If there's an blah, blah, blah. I'm only setting rotation here in this one. And that's only if... Okay, yeah, if there is not one. Okay, so actually this is where... Let me actually put one there. On generators, task, proxy actor. Yeah, I don't think I actually set it anywhere other than there. There's like two places I do it in. Another get. Another get. Get. Okay, yeah, so something is happening. I can feel it. Get location, get la la la. Okay, so something must just be happening. New transform, this and that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay. That should be getting hit. Yeah. Yeah, not sure. Avatar to entity transform. Entity transform, actor representation, get transform. Then I just get rotation there. And then, so the thing that kind of makes rotation a little fucky for me here is that in the blueprints, the actor is rotated by 90. So he's facing 90 degrees, and so you have to think about that. Now I'm thinking that the entity should the entity transform have that 90 degrees baked in? Yeah, no, no, that should be fine because it's just the actor rotation, not like that needs to be considered when I'm doing the ISM. Because I when I add the ISM instance, I need to put that transform in there, that offset rotation. But for this, it's just the actor transform. The actor is normal. Right? Am I thinking about that right? Anyways, I mean it works for the most part, so yeah, it should be fine. Otherwise, if I didn't have that correctly, this would be a lot more wrong. The rotation is still changing like slightly every frame. So I'm wondering if something weird just like happens with that equation. For that to be the case, though, I would see the arrow change first, if that was the case, because then after that, the entity representation processor would pick up the new transform and set it. I should probably just update the transform in here. I don't know why I would do it in the entity representation processor. I do the velocity. I set rotation there. Yeah, I wonder if something fucky's just happening here. Get new rotation. Well, I mean, again, I should be seeing that arrow. It's rendered. Watch it happen again. Let's clear everything out. Rotation is quite jittery. I should make that stop, right? Maybe that would fix the issue. We should just make that not. We should not be doing this. Let's do something like this. If move to data dot don't I have a is facing the facing target. If we're facing targets, or rather if we're not, do the rotate stuff. And we're facing, let me check the boolean there. How does that get populated? Somewhere up here. Within acceptance rate V, facing target is done with rotate. If we're done with rotate, we're essentially within 2 degrees. That's the tolerance I have. We need to be within 2 degrees. To be considered done. Okay. Yeah, let's just see what happens there. We definitely don't need. I mean, if we're within 2 degrees, I mean that's fine, right? I think I didn't do that originally because I wanted it to just like continuously get closer to the proper rotation, but it looks like it's being a little fucky. Now he's nice and smooth. He kind of moved a little bit there. I'm just staring at this guy's crotch all day. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, he did a little bump right there. There. Why would it all of a sudden, like, I haven't moved, he hasn't moved. Why then, pray tell, is he changing his rotation? Definitely better. I haven't seen him do like the whole like 90-degree reset there, but the I wonder I should put the target information here in the that would be in the ability system entity data. That would be good information to have. Do that. Target ASC, get current target. Now you're not a you don't have a two-string method, do you? Do you? Okay. What am I putting in here? Essentially just like source object, blah, 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 blah. Do I want to do it as a two-string? I think maybe let's just do this. I think maybe I want this on each row. We'll do a get name safe on each of these. We'll see if it's none or not. There. Category add, target, ASC. Yeah, same thing. I can't get name safe on an ASC. What the heck is this? Oh, it's a weak object pointer. Okay, so just it's annoying. Get. Fuck it. I mean, I'll just do this. Targetable. Target dot is valid. That way I know that stuff is good. Else I'll just like category dot add target none. Yeah, we'll just put that. That's nice and easy, nice and clear as well. Target. There was one more. The transform. We'll throw the transform. Target dot transform. Location. And the rotation, please, Copilot. Can you do that one for me? Please. There we go. Thank you. No, I want the rotator. I can't. No one can read a quaternion. Don't give me that bullshit, Copilot. No one can human read a quaternion. Stupid. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is good information to have here. Whether or not I have a target. Wait, why did I go down that pathway? He's not targeting me, so I don't give a shit about it in this case. You done being all fidgety? It's like, dude, it's so slightly changing every frame, but why? It shouldn't be. Oh, I guess it needs like, I think it needs like a frame to get, for that Boolean to get primed, because the move to data is getting added and removed. So I think there's like a frame of jiggle in there. What is this? What is this? Mass LOD subsystem? Bro, I'm not even using you. NASA's getting jealous. Wait, now what's happening? What is this? Why did begin play just run on my character? Okay, I think live coding got kind of weird there. I'm gonna blame that one on live coding. Yeah, so I think there's a frame of jiggle is what I was saying before the facing target gets populated. And I think that's why I was doing this manual math here. Like I can just use the is done with rotate. Maybe I should do if move to data just so I don't like accidentally like do extra work when I don't need to. If I'm not facing target or I'm not done with rotate. So that way if like I'm not facing target. Wait, no. What do I want to do here? If facing target is true, I want to skip this. But if it's false, I also want to check if we're done with rotate. But I guess the thing is, like, I'm already calling this in 2 places, and like find a lookout rotation does do a square root, if I'm not mistaken. No? Yeah, there it is. Get safe normal. Inverse square root. Yeah, okay. Is that as expensive as a square root? Dude, look at this code. What is this? What is this code? So yeah, guess what I'm saying is I don't want to like call this more than I need to. I mean, theoretically, let me look at this. Theoretically. Oh, it doesn't get set unless we're already within the acceptance radius. Which I guess in this scenario, I should already be in there. Yeah, I feel like this should actually be getting populated, so I don't think there is actually a frame of jiggle jiggle. We're just ticking entities with actors. Yeah, that never gets... I guess maybe I should remove... I should remove the entity from that set whenever I remove the move to data. Should I? So really in here is where I should do it. I think maybe that would be part of the issue. Where are you mad at me? 208? Oh, right, yeah. So I don't actually think I need that anymore at all. So that just shouldn't even be getting got. Okay. Where's he at? Hello, sir. Okay, let's make sure you're not rotating when we're just standing still here. Okay, I don't see the arrow. The arrow is not happening at all. I'm just going to wait here for a little bit. Make sure he doesn't, like, reset his rotation. Like what was happening to the other guy. Yeah. Where's this coming from? Oh, how the sausage is made? You don't want to see how I make my sausage. You don't want to see that. What are you doing though, turning cog? It's been a minute. Why did this get reached? Quick reference. Just some garbage collection happened, I guess. State tree instant storage. State tree humanoid. Struggling with vehicles. Game dev vehicles, huh? Or real life vehicles. Which one's more frustrating, a real life vehicle or a game dev vehicle? Both have their moments, I suppose. Why don't you want to get garbage collected? Referencing object is the state tree humanoid entity data. So yeah, don't clean it up then. Why are you mad? Why are you mad? Chaos vehicles. Sounds fantastic. This pointer is invalid. What are you attempting to... referencing property transform data now. So the humanoid state tree... State tree instance data. Where would transform data be in here? Such that it's causing an issue. Okay, let's ignore that. We're just that's never gonna happen, right? Right. I think our rotation issues are solved here, though. I think so. So then we can get back to doing the colonist tasks, which I still don't know which one I want to work on first here. Don't want to do trees. I know that. Trees are going to be pain. I guess it's like the most natural next. Probably the most natural next thing is to go collect food. They can sleep, they can go find food when they're hungry, but they can't like collect food and save up food. So I think I need a go collect food here. I do have a hangy. If their food is low enough. Collect food while sleeping, let's fucking go. Well, no, not... The state tree prevents that. Prevents that. It shouldn't happen. I have prioritized eating food over sleep. So I think eventually what I'm going to have happen is, like, if they don't get to sleep... Because, like, right now this just goes to sleep if you're below a certain, you know, sleep level. Like, in the future, that's going to be more nuanced. you know, like maybe you want to finish your job, or like maybe you've been given a task, and if you don't get to sleep, you know, maybe you're trying to get to bed, and you know, I think they'll eventually just pass out if they get to 0 sleep. So, and then they'll just fall over. Sleepwalking perk, that's not, that could be cool. That could be funny too, like, because I'm planning to have schedules too, so you can like kind of like set a sleep schedule. Like, okay, like you want your colonists to be working at this time, you want them to be sleeping at this time, you know, maybe recreating at a certain time. And so it'd be funny if like they're like gaining sleep and they're just like walking around the village because they have the sleepwalker perk. That's funny. I'm gonna write that down because that's a good idea. Good idea. I don't know if I actually want him to do tasks though while he's sleeping. That's kind of OP. Perks or traits is another word for it. Or just sleepwalking. Sleepwalker. I just want him out there just like mumbling to them, so just like rambling nonsense. That'll be a good thing for like when I get the LLM actually going, like the local LLM, that'll be a good thing for it to like, hey, like, give me some ramblings of a sleepwalking person. And maybe you can talk to them while they're sleepwalking and like actually respond to some of the shit they're saying. Maybe even get a quest from it. That'd be kind of sick. Like maybe they're having visions. Ooh. Hang on, I'm writing more down. I'm getting more ideas here. Sleepwalker. Sleepwalker has a chance to roam around at night while sleeping, mumbling random nonsense. Can talk to Sleepwalker and potentially get a quest if they are having a vision. I'll know what that means later. You can get wild quests that way. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think that'd be pretty cool. I was just shit posting, but this has good potential. Yeah, no, I love it, dude. That's the kind of stuff I love. Just like when you meme and just like, I don't know, think outside the box like that. That's where good ideas and shit come from, you know? Because it's like you may be joking about it, but then there's like something underneath it that can actually be used there. I do like the Sleepwalker trait. That's good. And it like what if it turns out like you're talking about like they're having visions while they're fucking sleepwalking of like real shit that you actually go out and like verify, and you're just like, oh my god. And then you just have to wait for them to randomly be sleepwalking again to like progress the quest. Because you can't, it's not like you can just go back and talk to them during the day. They're gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? And be like, dude, no, I swear you were sleepwalking. You told me to go to this place. This thing was there. You know, I pulled the sword from the stone right where you said it would be. Now what do I do? You know, and they're just gonna be like, what are you talking about? And then you're gonna have to wait. It's gonna like it's gonna be random. So you're just gonna have to wait. And next time, you're just gonna be like, you're gonna be just like standing over him while he's going to bed, just staring at him. You're like, I can get up and sleepwalk right now, you motherfucker. So I can continue this quest. And like, you know, you're gonna forget about it, and then you're gonna see him walking around. And you're like, go, he's sleepwalking. Go talk to him. Yeah, that'll be cool. Maybe you can go into like a dream world or a sleep world or something like that. Good talk. Good talk. Okay, back to business. Back to business here. Do I need to verify this rotation again? I don't know. Let's just commit the fix, assuming I fixed it, and we'll see if it pops up again. Just the move to processor, I think. What did I do in find path? Okay, I just did a to-do there. That's fine. Yeah, okay. Fix rotation jitters. What is this? Okay, I don't care what that is. Maybe a soup that helps induce sleepwalking. Ooh, or a little potion, so people don't have to worry so much about RNG. Yeah, maybe maybe that's like a certain part in the quest chain, right? Like maybe you get sent out to go find some, like, I don't know, like some witch in a swamp is what I'm feeling. You go talk to this witch. This is like step 2 of the quest, right? You do the first one. You got to wait for the RNG once, at least once, right? And then the second time, the second part of the quest is like, go find this fucking swamp witch. And then she tells you how to make this sleep potion. This is good. This is good. Sleepwalking again to progress quest. And then some way through quest. Step 2, as you go find someone who can teach you how to make a sleepwalk, a potion / soup of sleepwalking. Good. That's good. Attorney Cog, you're hired. And your job is to just sit there and meme with me and shitpost with me until we come up with good ideas. I will pay you with exposure. And you will be happy with that. Okay, yeah, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? Should have committed this too. Let's commit that real quick. Add ASD current target to vlogger entity v. Players are impatient assholes, and you don't need your Steam page lit on fire for some dumb RNG reasons. I mean, I've worked for exposure before. It's fine. This is fine. I almost said you know your worth, but that's kind of a mean thing to say in response to that. You make a good point. Yeah, you don't want your Steam page getting lit on fire over RNG, but like, I don't know, the thing with my game and like RimWorld is a game with like sky high RNG, right? Like the dumbest shit can fucking happen, but that's where the fun comes. It comes from all those random ass moments. And so I think like I have a duty as the developer of the game and the designer of the game to teach the players what the game is about, and that is part of the game. Because I very much want this to be like a roll with the punches type of thing, right? Not like a save scum your way to the perfect outcome every time type of thing. Like, because it's going to be a roguelite as well. So like that kind of cycle of like rebirth from the ashes type thing, you know, roll with the punches. You died, okay, but now you get to do a new build. You know, okay, your colonist died because of some RNG, so, but you can have new colonists, right? Or I'm also planning on, you can go, like when you die, you're going to go to like some underworld type thing. And I want you to sometimes be able to find old colonists that have died there. And you can potentially rescue them and bring them back to life that way. So it's just kind of like, you know, you're just playing with the cards you've gotten dealt. And so if I do a good job do a good enough job at that, I don't think people will, you know, flame me about the RNG, because there's just going to be RNG all over the place. Like Skyrim Sanguine's quest where you never go while blackout drunk. I do remember that, yeah. I don't remember the different parts of that quest, but I do remember like you black out and wake up in like some random ass places. Yeah, I mean, let's make a gathering task or something. What is the order that I should dev this in? Because I do want the schedule as well. I don't have anything built out for the schedule. Don't know if you're aware, but your mic sounds very distorted. Does it? I mean, I was just fucking with that earlier. Yeah, I mean, I haven't streamed in like a week, and my mic volume was like all the way down at the bottom. So something got messed up somewhere. I mean, I do have equalizer on. Is it this? Do I not need that? I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'll have to, that's something I'll have to do off stream. But I appreciate the heads up though, Worm Juice. That's always good to hear how others think I sound. Maybe it's just the adjustments I have on it sound odd. Let me actually, can I listen back myself right now? Oh damn. I'll have to, that's something. Oh damn, that's really bad. You weren't kidding. It didn't sound like that earlier. When did that happen? Another get. It sounds fine there.
Do I want to do it as a 2-string? I think maybe. For real life vehicles.
When did that happen?
Okay. That's fine. Don't need that.
That is bad. Where? I forget how I... Oh god, that's loud. Hello. Testing. Does this sound okay?
That's fine. Don't need that.
Oh my god, come on. Testing. Does this sound okay? It sounded better. Is it better now? I'm like watching myself on my other monitor here. Oh my god, come on. Yeah, I think this sounds better now. Testing. Does this sound okay? It sounded better. Is it better now? Maybe I just need to not be so damn close to the mic. I'm like watching myself on my other monitor here. Oh my god, come on. Yeah, maybe I just need to turn the bass down. Yeah, I think this sounds better now. It sounded better. Is it better now? Oh, this is gonna be so annoying to listen to. Can we turn that down? Right there. Close to the mic. Okay, I'm gonna put this on screen so I can see it. Yeah, maybe I just need to turn the bass down. Yeah, I think this sounds better now. This is gonna be so annoying to figure out. Oh, this is gonna be so annoying to listen to. Can we turn that down? Right there. Okay, I'm gonna put this on screen so I can see it. I don't know, I think that sounds better. Maybe I just need to turn the bass down. This is gonna be so annoying to figure out. Maybe this one goes down too. Yeah, maybe we'll figure this out later. I think maybe that's we'll just turn both those down. Okay, I'm gonna put this on screen so I can see it. I don't know, I think that sounds better. This is gonna be so annoying to figure out. Maybe this one goes down too. Yeah, maybe we'll figure this out later. I think maybe that's we'll just turn both those down. Okay, I think that's probably better for now. I'll have to tinker with that offline. I don't know, I think that sounds better. Thanks, man. No, thank you. No, I appreciate you pointing that out. I don't know what happened. Like, I didn't stream for about a week. And, I mean, it sounded more fine earlier in the stream than it does now, so I'm not sure what the hell happened. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that sounded awful there for a second. I assume everything is scuffed due to the software misbehaving. Yeah, maybe. I think maybe I just need to restart my PC and shit. Anyways, please let me know if anyone hears that again. Please let me know. Okay, but I was talking about wanting a gathering task, I think. Is what I wanted to work on. Gather resources. Well, this should be more like gather food, right? Or gather herbs. Could be each. Do I have a noise gate on? I should. In OBS, yeah. Dude, I hate audio settings so much. Yeah, there you go. There's the noise gate settings. I just copied these from a Reddit post. I am no audio engineer by any means. But yeah, it could be gather food, it could be... It's really like, should I call it foraging? Foraging. Go forage. That's like, go collect plants. I mean, well, I could have like a go get food. Go collect food. Do I want something specific like that? Because it could be hunting, right? But that sounds like something different, right? Hunting and foraging sound different, but there's some overlap there in terms of that they can both be done for. But is foraging actually something that I want to be like on the schedule? Hunting should be its own tech tree. A tech tree, you say? Interesting you think about it that way. I see hunting as like a colonist can have a hunting, I almost said cunting. A colonist can have a hunting skill level, right? They can get better or worse at hunting. I never thought about it as a tech tree though. Foraging is a far different mindset. I agree. It's not necessarily. This is just like this is more so just like in terms of like logistics. Like I'm thinking about all the tasks that a colonist might need to do, and you might assign certain colonists to certain tasks and stuff like that. You need different tools. Oh, okay, you're thinking about the tools. I see. I see. Yeah, for hunting, you should just be able to use equipment. I turned this down a little bit. I'm seeing my like mic max out a lot. I turned it down a little bit. I gotta refigure out all my goddamn audio settings because I took fucking 5 days off or whatever. Yeah, hunting should just be able to be done like with the gear that you find in craft. That's way better. Okay, maybe it was just too high. Maybe that's the issue. Again, I'll have to tinker with it offline. I gotta get that fucking pirate software voice, you know what I'm saying? This is great. Okay, yeah, maybe it was just too loud. Maybe it was just too loud. Underwater basket weaving. Yeah, that's an important one. That'll be like... so I actually want to pull up RimWorld schedule. No, it's not schedule. It's like work tab. Let me get a picture of this. Here we go. No, not link. Image. Okay, so this is, I'm picturing some sort of interface like this. So you can see, like, it goes from left to right. So each one of these colonists will go like, hey, do I need to firefight? It'll look for all the level 1s here. Like, there's a fire, I need to go get that. I'm not assigned to doctoring. He fucking should be. He has no doctors. No one is assigned to doctoring here. I digress. Patient is like, if you have a wound or something, you should go lay in bed so that a doctor can get to you and treat you. Flick. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's like flicking switches and stuff, turning off lights. Shit. But like all the way over here, you get to like plant cut. Like there's no foraging in RimWorld, but you can grow and cut plants. But there are like bushes that grow in the wild. But because you have like the top-down viewpoint, you just click on the bush and then you click like harvest, and it marks it for plant cutting. So whoever gets to it on the plant cutting one, that's how that gets done. But mine's gonna be quite a bit different because I'm not gonna have that overhead view. Did that just sound shitty again? Does it sound shitty whenever that happens? I'm just gonna like turn it down. I guess too. Now is this too quiet? Biome has different forageables and kind of requires its own specialty. Like I'm from the Midwest, so when I hike while traveling, the woods and their bounties are foreign to me. Same with animal behaviors. An interesting concept. I feel like that would be quite hard to implement, though. That would be quite hard. I do agree with your initial statement, where each biome has different forageables and different challenges, therefore. You know, different animals, you know, maybe the stuff is harder to get to. Maybe you need special tools for it. Definitely on board with that. I'm now very quiet. I mean, I just can't catch a break, can I? Okay, we'll keep it like it was. You guys said that was better, so we'll keep it there. Yeah, but I was just saying, like, Thorncog, you said each biome has different forageables. It kind of requires its own specialty. Yeah, totally on board with that. But, like, I don't know if I could, if I would make a very good system for, like, a colonist is from Zone A, therefore they just have, like, a shittier time in Zone B. Fucking wreck. Fucking damn. So yeah, I'm thinking about in terms of this type of an interface, like, would I want people foraging things? Because like I can't mark specific things to be foraged. So it's like, how would they go out and do that, right? How would they go out and do that? Oh, I do have a rain. So I do have a rain playing because it's cozy. But if that sounds like white noise, I should probably turn it off. It sounds like rain. But my mic is still quiet. I mean, I turned it. Okay, so one tick up. Yeah, I'm not sure what the fix is here. Maybe I just need to keep this at a fixed distance from my face. Noob streamer figures out how to talk into mic. Riveting content. But yeah, I'm thinking like, I don't know, foraging and hunting, but you could forage while you hunt, right? If you're going to hunt wolves, you could go forage. Like while you're out there. Like if you come across any mushrooms, pick them up. Oh, that's bad. We don't want that. Is there a switch on the mic for different focal patterns? Yeah, I have the Elgato Wave 3, but I don't think that has that on there. Yeah, I'll get it ironed out off. Ironed out? Yeah, I'll get it ironed out off stream for sure. I hate fucking with audio shit though. And like how it works in RimWorld, like if you go hunt and you're not like assigned to hauling, you won't haul back the thing that you hunted. You'll just go hunt more. And like if you go out and hunt and there's something to plant cut right next to you while you're hunting a squirrel, like after you kill the squirrel, you don't just like grab that bush real quick. Which is kind of an annoying part of it, right? Then they just like run all the way back to base, if they are assigned to hauling, maybe. And then they need to go like plant cut. I'm just trying to think about like how I want this all to work. Yeah, maybe there's just like I think I'll need something a little bit more complicated in this type of interface, just because it is a third-person game. I'll need logic for like, because like if you click hunt in one of the here, like you have to mark an animal out in the wild for hunting to be hunted, and I can't do that in my game, right? Because that would just be completely useless to have colonists if I had to go out and target every wolf that needed to be hunted. But I mean, I have tasks for like the amount to do, or like hunt within radius, or maybe I can just like replenish stockpiles logic. So I think there would need to be different logic than what this shows. Of course, there'd be priorities as well, and then maybe it's like maybe there's some logic for just like do this if it's nearby or something, like do this if you come across it. Maybe there's some logic there. And so you can set someone to be a hunter primarily, but then also set like the forage task to be like win and roam, you know? That's what it's called, win and roam, you know? If it's right next to you, you know, go ahead and pick up a mushroom. Yeah, so maybe I still will do like a forage. Oh my god, look at this one. This is like a modded one. Hang on. Dude, this looks insane. There's so much individual stuff. Shear animals, milk animals, slaughter, chat with prisoners. Two different things there. Okay, so I think forage. Now, is forage a different skill than farming, than like planting and sowing? Reaping and sowing, rather. Or hunters have a lower foraging as attack on or buff to their outdoorsman nature. So let me pull this up now. RimWorld skill bad. Let me show you this, because I'm assuming you haven't played RimWorld. So this is the that's a bad picture. Hang on. Where's a good picture here? That's probably good enough. That's like a fucking tiny picture. There we go. Okay. I've seen it because a lot of the communities I'm in play it. I've not played it myself. Well, you should. It's a very fun game. Farming is a whole different skill set, but I mean, it's still working with plants, right? So there's some overlap there for sure. But this is what I'm... Oh, they have harvesting and sowing here. This is like a mod. This is a mod. These two are usually not different. Hang on, let me find a non-modded one then. I want the full tab. There we go. That's good enough. Oh my god, it's a horrible picture. Okay, sure. But this is kind of like what I'm picturing. Like, you have different skills and all these things. This is a freaking god tier pawn. They're good at everything. But like plants is just like planting plants and cutting plants. So that includes trees and that includes bushes, like foraging bushes. So RimWorld just has it as one thing. But like, as far as like, you know, do I want each task to have a bar a skill track? No, I don't think so. I think there's going to be some overlap and some derived stats, right? So does animals count towards hunting and animal husbandry? Yeah, it does actually. It provides a bonus. It provides a bonus to hunting if you're better at animals. So hunting is based off of, I think, your shooting skill, because you have to shoot the animal, and then animals. Too many skills and bars are overwhelming to the players. Yeah, agree. So the fine line between depth and overwhelming. And like artistic, I don't think artistic, I'm not gonna have an artistic skill track. Like, I think that could be something else. And then they have traits, like this is where Sleepwalker would be, like over here. Chemical interest. So like they're like interested in trying drugs, what that is. And so like they get upset if they haven't tried drugs in a while. And they're quite happy when they do have drugs. But yeah, I think maybe like as far as like the skill set, you know, or how good someone is at foraging, I think that maybe just one track, and it may be the same as farming. It's really just like, yeah, it is really just a plant skill, right? Like how well do you work with plants? So 2 different tasks or 2 different things on the work tab, I guess is what we're calling it. But one skill set. I'm gonna keep that up. And I actually do have some good, there was like an ultimate farming kit for free on the marketplace. I hate the new cadence for the free assets. When it was once a month, it was so easy to snag them. Now I gotta like set alarms and shit. Can I just get an email? Can I get an email whenever they come out? Anyways, forage. It's every fortnight, every 2 weeks. That's so fucking funny. I never thought about it like that. Is that why they did that? Oh boy. Forage, yeah. Go forage for food. And that's just going to be like any herb out in the wild. Not going to be the designated like farming planting zones. I think that'll be for now that'll be a pretty easy one. I guess what I'll need is forageable races to happen. I would assume based on how corporate office humor works. I think you're right. I feel like Epic might be a corporation that is very corporate but still has a good sense of humor in the workplace, just due to like gamers, you know. What am I opening here? Procedural terrain subsystem. Find closest food source. Okay. So right now for the mushrooms, I am doing a sphere collision trace. Yeah, how are they gonna find them? Ugh, this is a whole other thing. If I set it to within a radius, I think that's pretty easy, right? Like I can just check for, but it's not necessarily going to be rendered. I mean, this is where I need to get the PCG points serialized, which I do have a proof of concept for, but I don't exactly know what that data is going to look like yet. God, should I be doing the forage one here? I need a system to query the serialized PCG points specifically for a certain type of mesh, which I suppose I'll probably tag. Let me look at like my forest PCG graph here. Oh boy, haven't looked at this bad boy in quite a while. And there's my serialized stuff. How that works IRL is you have places you normally look for animals or plants per season. Yeah, like, I mean, like you would have like a, you know, hey, there's a forest over there, I'm gonna go forage there. If there's a grove of oak trees, they likely have the mushrooms that grow on dead fallen trees. Yeah, I just don't know how much, you know, how much of that logic do I want to code in here? It's like, that can get pretty complicated pretty quickly, right? Especially if you think of them like, oh, go forage for a specific thing. I don't think I'm going to have that level of logic. I don't think I'm going to say like, hey, go forage for a specific thing. I do have the ability to create areas in the game though, and so I think I will have like the player can set areas to be foraged. I forget, are you having seasons? I haven't decided that yet. I want seasons because I want there to be planting seasons, so I don't want you to just be able to grow crops year round, you know what I mean? Because then it kind of just trivializes the food source. But then again, I already have different zones that are probably going to have drastically different climates. I could arrange those zones in a certain way on the map to where the certain climates are in certain places. But it's like, I want the zones to be like, have you played Medieval Dynasty? No, but it's very close to what I'm trying here. It's on my wish list. But like I want a zone that's a snow zone, right? Like a Dunmoreau from WoW, or like a Winter Spring is another snow zone, versus Elwyn Forest, which is just like a regular forest. Like, there's no seasons in WoW. Maybe I can just have growing seasons, you know? But then it's like, if there's no visual representation to the player of when the growing season is, then it's not going to be very intuitive. And they're just going to have to like check a calendar and remember in their head like what grows or doesn't grow. They just have huts you assign an NPC to and it just gathers X stuff per day. That sounds not... That doesn't sound like it has the depth that I want from a colony sim. You have to have a hut for a thing. Interesting. I should play it though. It is like third person, somewhat colony sim as far as I understand it. Okay, but here's the serialized function. I have a save slot name. I wonder if I could like tag this data or if I just rely on the save slot. I think I probably want to tag the data somehow. And here's the function. This loads and saves. If save game doesn't exist, or overwrite data. Overwrite data is essentially what you do to save, otherwise it loads. Yeah, I guess I need like I probably need like a map in here to like maintain the tags per save slot. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. So what happens with these little serialized nodes that I made is like data flows in, data flows out. Now, if there is nothing saved already, it will save it. And it saves all the points. And I do this right before I go into my static mesh spawner, because the next time then that this graph runs, it will only, I need to still do this code, but it should only then grab the serialized points. It shouldn't actually rerun the whole graph because I've already gotten them. And so then it should just use the serialized points. Now I do have some debug settings for like override data for when I want to like regenerate it and stuff for testing. That's why I have them disabled. I think I may actually need like an enum. And I may need to expose another parameter here. I do have like a somehow I have like a resource type thing. Ability cost resource type? That's not what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Come on, where are we at? This item resource type. Wood, stone, metal, food. What about hunt / forage X distance from camp? I do plan to have something like that, like only go so far away from the colony, and I'm planning to build out like a colony kind of like enclosing, almost like a civilization type border around your colony, and then I'll come up with some math to like determine what the center of that is, and then I will do what you're saying where it's like, you know, hunt this far away from the colony. Definitely plan on having that. And it just calls the PCG to know where to look. Well, the thing is, like, I don't want to just give them the information because I want it to be like a real simulation. Like, I could write some code to just be like, get the nearest, you know, mushroom. And the mushroom could be like way over in the next zone or something. I don't want that. That's not real. Guess that ain't real enough for you. So like one of the behaviors that I have for them now, like when they're hungry, the hangy state. Oh, that's all right. The find food tree within the hangy state. Eat food is just if you have a food item in your inventory, just eat it and then wait for it to be done. Otherwise, I have this find food location. And what this does is like it does that sphere trace that I was just showing for any food within a certain radius, which I believe is just like 3,000. So that's like the max radius you can like see something in, or that's what I'm saying, see something. Maybe I'll play around with that, make that, you know, maybe you can have high perception on a colonist and their search radius can be a little bit wider, or like this is essentially this search radius relates to like how far can they see, and of course it doesn't take into account line of sight right now. I don't know if it ever will. But if they don't find anything and they're hangy, they will go to a random search point within 3,000. And so they just like run around aimlessly. And then they rerun this tree whenever they get to the point. Right? They'll interact with the food if there is one. But if not, they'll just rerun it. They'll find a new random search point. They'll run to that. Try to find any food in the radius. They'll just keep going, doing that kind of cycle. So I want something more so like that than just giving them the location to go to, unless it's something like, for instance, I do plan to have terrain deformation. I do have terrain deformation working. But I do want you to be able to like dig through mountains and stuff like that. And that's going to be a type of task that like you set an area for it. And then they can go dig in that area. And of course you'll need to like, draw some. It'll be kind of like a debug drawing almost for the player. I haven't actually done that part yet, but I imagine the player, like, you can select different shapes, like maybe a square shape or a circle shape or something, and then you can just like extrude that through the mountain or something, a certain, and you can set the distance that you want to go through. And so I do plan to have the player mark areas like that. They can also mark, I do have working just ground areas, and then I should have that working. Let me actually see. Forget. Then it's in my building menu. Area. Yeah, there we go. The texture's wrong. Oh, there we go. Now it's the right texture. There we go. There's the area. It looks kind of, it's a little shitty, but yeah, that's what an area would look like. And then like that'll obviously fade out, It'll just kind of, it'll be a lot lighter. Like when you're placing it, it's probably going to be quite dark. I seem to have broken it. Oh, it doesn't like that somehow. But yeah, I could like put this like, okay, collect all the food in this area. And these can be like collect food areas. And so one of the tasks might be go collect food from all the collect food areas. And so if a mushroom regrows, then they'll go check whenever they go to check this area. They'll see. I'm thinking more so stuff like that is how I would want it to work. And then those are also going to act as storage areas too. So it's like, go pick up some stuff and put it in our wood log pile or some shit like that. Where the hell was I? Oh yeah, I needed to come up with a like an enum. That's what I was thinking of. Like stuff the player sees can be added to an array of foraging areas, season marks, and marks. Yeah, right. I think you have to like, because that's like facilitating you telling, hey, go to that forest over there and go. It's facilitating you like explaining to them where to go, but without actually having to explain to them. I think that's the kind of the representation. But yeah, so I have an enum, and I think I want like, maybe I'll just reuse that enum. That seems kind of stone, metal. So there's probably could be one for like ore, right? I do plan to have, I want dwarves in the game. Dwarves will be in the fucking game, or so help me God. And I want them to, of course, be excellent diggers, and maybe they can sense ore that they can't even see. It's like underground and stuff. So I think that'll be really cool. I want elves as well, and they'll have like maybe they have their colonies have wisps, like in Warcraft 3. Like they don't actually destroy trees. Maybe there are wood elves, and maybe there are other elves, right? The wood elves don't destroy trees; they build tree houses, and they kind of what fantasy? What am I thinking of? There was some fantasy thing where they would sing to the trees, and over a long time the trees would warp into the shapes that they wanted them to, and that's how they created their cities. What was that from? That wasn't Aragon, was it? Was that the Aragon books? Does anyone remember those? I think that was the Aragon books. Maybe something like that. But yeah, let's just do like an herb. Would it be called herb or like forageable? Forageable would relate to the task. I never read whatever that was. It was a very popular book. A series of books. They were quite good. I think a terrible movie got made. This was the cover. And there was like a blue one, there's a red one, it was about a dragon rider. It was like a kid who like found a dragon egg and got on like the last dragon, but then there's an evil guy who like started resurrecting dragons and shit, or not resurrecting them, but like hatching them. And he like gave them like steroids and shit. But yeah, I think it was in that one the elves like sang to the trees, and that's how they built their cities, such that they didn't have to cut down trees. Forgeable. I'm between forgeable and herb, because I think I also want professions, which I'm not sure like how that's gonna like overlap with this skill system yet. Because like crafting in RimWorld is kind of an overall skill. Like there you can do like smelting, tailoring, forgeable is broader. Yeah. I mean, I guess that makes more sense because then you can just mark whatever you want as being something that is collected by the foraging task without it necessarily being an herb. So I think that is a better name. But yeah, I do want there to be professions, like, or maybe I just call them specialties or something. It's like you can do weaponsmithing or armor smithing or herbalism and alchemy. I want those kinds of things. Tailoring, of course, is going to be one. Maybe metallurgy, masonry potentially for building walls and stuff and buildings. Stonecutter, yeah, stonecutter's kind of lame. Maybe that's just a part of masonry. But I want there to be some woodworking for sure. Gotta have some woodworking in there, building furniture and bows and stuff. Yeah, not sure how those two systems would interact, but some I think those are like concentric circles, perhaps. Are they concentric circles or is it a Venn diagram? I don't know. We'll figure that out at a different time. Forgeable, I think, is what we want. So I can mark something as food and as forgeable. I would want both. Because this really just indicates... Actually, I wonder, because this is a resource type. Maybe I need another one for like how to gather. Like what do I need to do? Like gather type, and then I have like forageable, forgeable, choppable, yeah, mineable for sure. What else do I want, Copilot? It's got nothing else, just those three things. Skinnable. What would be spawned in the world that's not like... What would be spawned by PCG that's skinnable? It's like, you know, there's gonna be wolves and stuff, of course, but those are entities. Those aren't PCG points. I'm trying to think of what else I would want. Meat trees. Ugh. That's for the Eldritch Horror expansion. Don't, Gog, tune back in. We'll shitpost about the Eldritch Horror expansion when we make meat trees. Oh, that's horrible. They have like eyeballs sticking out of them and shit. If I search meat tree horror, what kind of images come up? Yeah. This one just has bones sticking out. Ooh. Oh, is it an OSRS thing? Okay, I didn't know that. I was picturing like eyeballs too. That's just America. Horrifying, I know. Skinnable. Yeah, so I don't think skinnable needs to be one, actually, ever. Could it be, though? Maybe. I mean, why not, right? Why not? I mean, I don't know if I need the able here now. Chop, mine, skin. Maybe just like collect is one. Like that's the default. Or like the first one. Like you can just go up to that and pick that up, right? Or maybe that's just a generic. Maybe it can have a cast time to it and stuff like that as well. Forge, chop, mine, skin. Sounds weird, but we'll keep it. Because really what these relate to are just skills. And so for like, I guess I would have both of these on here. And it would be an array of both of these. And so if I said go chop wood, I don't know why you probably don't chop anything else, but I guess I go collect stone, and maybe there are stones you can pick up, but there are also stones you can mine. And those would be on different PCG serializations. Collect would also work for sticks and twigs, yeah, and small rocks, yeah. I was picturing just for like also just like interactables, like, you know, like, I don't know, just random things as well. I think that's a good start, and of course we can add to that. Chop feels weird because there's literally only one thing I have in my mind for chop. It's wood cutting. You have an axe for cutting wood, and that's it. I think that's the only thing you do. You only cut trees. You only chop trees, right? Or shit the player doesn't have the inventory to drag back. Okay, so how I'm picturing like inventory and carrying working is like, I don't want carry weight directly, I don't think. I go back and forth on it, but I think I don't like just putting a raw number on it because that doesn't feel as fun. I like inventory Tetris, and I like that inventory Tetris is a way to represent a carry weight on an item. And also stack size is another way to represent that, right? Like, so if I wanted, you know, everything's gonna have an inventory. You know, pick up a stick, you know, that's just a single slot, you know, maybe sticks stack up to 20, right? You can carry a bunch of that. But a log, you know, maybe that's like a 2x6, and you can that only stacks up to 1 in your inventory, right? Like that's a way to represent carry weight there. But at the same time, I also want I would also like the strength stat to be able to dictate how much a colonist can carry. Because like I want like wimp colonists that like they can't bring the tree, they can't cut down trees, right? Because they're wimps. They can't carry it back home. But you know, maybe you have the big burly dwarf who can carry the tree home, right? But I don't know how to make those two worlds combine yet. I haven't thought about it very hard, but like, how do I make a system with no carry weight and only inventory Tetris work with the strength level? And I don't want strength to just like add more slots, because I want slots to be like your bags. Like your inventory is based on your bags. But maybe I just do all three. That's kind of complicated. Did I play Pacific Drive? I did not. That has a nice inventory Tetris system. Maybe I can look at the picture here real quick. Pacific Drive inventory. Let's see here. Is this what I'm looking at? Is this right? Trunk. Okay, I see. Do things stack at all? Or is it only one slot? Like one thing? I can't tell. Oh yeah, I think the numbers maybe are what that is. 3, 3, 1. Yeah, maybe. And I take it there's no weight? Is there weight? I see capacity, but what are they? Oh, they're clicked on like a fuel can or something. No weight. Okay. Whoa. Power surge. That was weird. Lights just went out. Okay, we're gonna hope that doesn't happen again. Ooh, harvestable. You said tools, and that made me think of harvesting. I'm thinking like you may need a sickle for some things. Okay, but now I'm thinking like, would you go, if you're going foraging, would you expect to, harvestable is more like crops. But also, I'm thinking that there may be like some more complex herbs that require harvesting or some tool to harvest with. Maybe I leave it as forage, collect, harvest. Maybe getting ahead of myself here, trying to think about all this stuff right now. When going foraging, you would bring a knife at least. Yeah, but I don't think I would like for skinning, I would definitely make it to where like if you don't have a skinning knife, you can't skin it. Like I'm thinking about in terms of like the tools that are required to do the thing. And for plants out in the wilderness, I think most of them you could just get with your hands, right? Like some berries, some mushrooms, that kind of stuff. But there could potentially be some more complicated plants, you know, the more fantasy level plants that are, you know, maybe you need a certain tool for it. And I guess maybe like, how do I want to represent that on the PCG points? Do I want to put that information on the PCG points? Maybe it's just like, that's still foraging, but like the tool you need is just like, it's just a check like when I query the points. I get all the forageable points. And they each have a database entry, each of them would. And then it would have like a required tool. And then just like the colonists, just if they have the tool, they'll get it. If they don't have the tool, they'll just bypass it. And then it's just kind of up to you as the player to equip your colonists with the proper tools, so they can get that stuff. And of course, you'll just kind of learn what needs a tool and what doesn't throughout the game as you go forward. It'll tell you. So I think harvest. I'm thinking about planting here, like farming, essentially. I don't think I would ever just like spawn farm crops with PCG. Would I do that? Or would those be like player placed things? I'm not doing a whole lot of coding right now, am I? I'm just kind of doing a lot of thinking, game design level thinking here. I suppose that's fine. Okay, what do I want to do here? How would the player, I think they would build areas for it, right? You would put down an area and say, here's where I want the wheat to be grown. And then your colonists could plant it. You could plant it there too. And then when I put that down, I think that would just like, I think the area itself could just be queried for points. I don't think that would be PCG'd. Or plots versus spline area. Yeah, I plan to have a spline area as well, for sure. But I'm actually thinking like, how is the player going to start crops? Is it going to be like in Minecraft where you have to go out and find the seeds? Or in Valheim? Or is it going to be like in RimWorld where you can just plant anything off the bat if you have a colonist with the skill level for it? Like Heal Root requires plants level 8, but rice, anyone can plant rice. Doesn't matter what their skill is. And harvest rice. or heal root rather. So in RimWorld, there's no seeds. There are mods that add seeds. Like you don't have to. You can just plant whatever off the bat. Yeah, I think probably seeds would fit into the game loop quite a bit better. Because you'd have to go out in the world and find them. But it's like, where did the seeds come from? You just have to like kind of find them in a chest randomly in some abandoned village, or like, or do you get seeds when you harvest the thing? Like if I harvest wheat, do I get the seeds from that? And then I just have to go out and find some wheat already growing out in the world. In that case, I would have some PCG wheat spawned. Yeah, I need to, dude, I used to work, I used to work in molecular breeding. I should know how, like, how you get seeds from things. I literally wrote, like, an application for sample selection. I like harvest gives some seeds, so you harvest the thing and you get some seeds. I'm kind of thinking, like, something along the lines of, like, the player might need to choose whether they want to, like, harvest it for output or harvest it for seeds, right? They kind of choose one or the other or something like that. But like that's why I was like asking, that's why I was saying I should know where seeds come from, you know, because I worked with like wheat, corn, and soy breeders. Like those were my users back in the day. That was like 10 years ago though, so hard to remember. And there's different ways you can collect molecular breeding samples. Like you can like take a whole punch of a leaf, you can collect seeds, you can collect root stem samples. I'm just trying to remember, like, are there plants that were, if you get the seeds from them, you kind of destroy the yield? They definitely had different bred lines for different purposes, but I don't know if there's anything where you like just destroy the output to get the seeds. So I don't know if that makes sense in a game. In a real life, maybe, you know, for gameplay I can make that work, but like that doesn't. I don't think that would necessarily represent real life. Not so immersive, but you know, I can have some fantasy. You know, I would prefer to stick to cool fantasy plants. Just have a few baseline. You know, I'll probably have cotton and fucking wheat and, you know, some sort of other food. But then I'll probably stick to fantasy stuff where I can make up my own rules. Like the fire bloom. Is that a WoW one? That's a WoW one. The smolder leaf. There we go. Something like that. The smolder thread. Right, you can make, you plant some smolder wheat, you can make smolder thread from it. That's like a flame retardant material to build your, to create clothes from. And you can give it to your colonists if you want or something like that. You know, shit like that. But how do I get seeds for that? I think I want seeds, or at least some, because you could just like require research for it as well. That's another way. I've seen flax far more often in games instead of cotton. Yeah, I do. I have both, actually. I have models for both. So, or I have hemp as well, which I think hemp's definitely going in the game. Maybe I'll call it pipeweed like in Lord of the Rings, but definitely going in there. And then, of course, some cocaine level plant in RimWorld is called psychoid plants. Okay, so different options I can do here for planting. I can do, we'll say unlocked. And unlocked is like, you can just do whatever. Or maybe unlocked is a bad name for that. I'll say skill-based. Skill-based. Fucking based. Okay. So there's skill-based. We can have tech tree. And skill base could be a combination of some of the other ones too. Like you can combine that. I could have the ability to plant certain things unlocked by a tech tree, which you have to research. Or there is going to be a researching type, tech tree. And I'll say find seeds is another one. Sheep or no for wool, since we're on fibers. Yeah, I definitely want a. One thing I really like about RimWorld animals is they do have like some of the regular, but like especially some of the modded ones. Like in RimWorld, the lore is like, you know, super futuristic, like, and there are all these like planets that have kind of gotten thrown into chaos because of like super advanced technology going wrong. And some of that super advanced technology is like animals being genetically modified. And so you have an iron husk beetle, it's a modded one. But it's a giant beetle that eats trees, and it produces steel. Like when it molts its husk, it produces steel. And so it's a way for you as the player to like change wood into steel. if you were to tame an iron husk beetle. And like the lore bit behind it is like this was a planet that was running out of mineral deposits, so scientists genetically engineered the iron husk beetles, but then they ended up eating all the trees on the planet and everyone starved, and now there's just like, you know, these wild beetles roaming around. So I think doing stuff like that, I misunderstood that. I just choose trees and shit steel. No, I think you understood it perfectly. I think that was could also shit steel. Maybe it shits gold every once in a while. But yeah, so I want to do something. I think I would want to do something along the lines of that. Like, you know, create some sort of like Pokemon looking fucking thing for like wool output, but have like maybe a drawback to it or something. So I think that's what I want to do for that stuff. But it's like, do I want to mix that? Like RimWorld mixes regular plants and animals and stuff with real or real plants and animals with fantasy ones. That's like, do I want to do that mix? If I'm going to do it for plants, I might as well be able to do it for animals as well. Maybe just like the big three, you know, maybe we just do sheep, cow, and pig, and chicken. 4. We'll do big 4. Horses maybe as well. I don't know. Like the main animals. Everything else is fantasy. Now find seeds. Okay, back to this. Find seeds could have 2 different options. From harvesting, or also from like a chest, like in Minecraft. Well, I guess in Minecraft, some of them are harvested and some of them are found in chests, right? It's like you get the wheat ones from just like destroying grass, which doesn't fucking make sense at all, but... Donkeys, maybe people have higher expectation of use if you add horses. Yeah, dude, mounts is a whole nother thing. Like, I don't want travel to be trivial because I want to make the world feel big, but at the same time, I do want the player to move around the world because, yeah, it is super annoying when you can't get from A to B in a reasonable time. I am going to have flight paths, so I do want there to be, like, not flying mounts. No, but perhaps griffins. That you have to build like a griffin aviary at 2 places, and then you can fly back and forth quickly between the 2, but it just goes on a spline path. Like, you don't actually get to control it. Maybe another option, so it's kind of like, this is like a offshoot of harvest, but like maybe there's a wild version of the crop. I don't know if this is readable at all, but maybe there's a, you know, wild wheat or wild carrots or wild turnip, and you only get the seeds from harvesting the wild ones. That would be interesting because you would essentially, that means as you grow your colony, you have to go out in the world and find more seeds or trade for them or something. Whereas like if you can just harvest, if there is no wild version, then you're just going to have an abundance of seeds, right? You like that turning cog? Because this is hard mode essentially. Maybe you can also find some in chests too. Like all of these can be kind of used together a little bit, and then maybe you can research some technology down the road to where like you have like a 2% chance to drop a seed when you harvest the real thing or something like that. Oh, you're saying that, or you get a very small amount from domestic. Yeah, we're thinking along the same lines. Like the wild version always drops some number of seeds, you know, like 1 to 3, or depending on the thing. So if that's the case, and would you need to harvest the wild one or forage the wild? Do you need the tool to harvest the wild one? If that's the case. And we could do a thing where it's like if you have the tool, it increases the yield. I think that makes sense. But is that gameplay? Do I want that? It makes sense, like you can harvest wheat a lot fucking better if you have a scythe or a sickle. But you can harvest wheat with your hands if you really wanted to, you know what I mean? It'd just take forever. Maybe there's some resources that have multiple options on them for gather type. Yeah, I think I'm kind of leaning towards this wild version. Like you get seeds from the wild version. Maybe there's a tech tree that you can do the harvest from. Maybe skill factors into that as well. You know, you can also find. Maybe we just do fucking all of them at different levels. Fuck it, we'll do them all. Boom, done. Okay, we decided that. Thank you for being here during that turning call. Appreciate the input. So yeah, well, I think I will then leave harvest as an option for the PCG points. You think anything else? I'm here for the feature creep. Hell yeah! Together we will make an unreleasable game. Okay. Do I want to store these in here? I kind of think these may need their own file now. Putting them in item data is a little uncouth, okay? Data. Yeah, maybe I'll just fucking put it in data. What am I calling this? Just resource types. I'm actually writing code. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. Well, I think then gather type. So I have like a resource type, a gather type. I'm going to have tool types as well. I guess I'm thinking about the overlap between tools and gather type. Should this be called like task type? I think this maybe should be called task type. Maybe there's a fantasy type plant, and it's like a rock plant. Like it literally is made out of stone, but it's a plant and it grows. And you harvest it with a mining pick. And maybe mining skill factors into that as well. I think maybe tool type. E-tool type. I don't think I'll need a none. Yeah, we'll make it none. Axe, pickaxe, shovel. Okay, sickle. What do we got? Skinning knife. I think maybe just knife. Okay, so turning cog. Another thing I want to do. Like if you have a high cooking skill, I want that to mean that like the butcher's cleaver, you have like a higher expertise with the butcher's cleaver, and so like you deal more damage with that than other people will. And maybe you deal more damage when you have a chef hat on. So then you have this like, you have your chef colonist running out there with like some sausage links in one hand and a fucking butcher knife in the other one, or a meat cleaver in the other one. You're going fantasy. Can we have a bioluminescent lantern plant to light the streets? Of course, 100% yes. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about how I would want to do if I did like a night elf race. I would want them to almost be vampiric to not like in the terms of like blood, but vampiric in terms of like light and day, to have some drawback during the day and some benefit during the night. And then the way they light their cities is via, you know, like some sort of spiritual lantern or something, right? Something like that. Very, very spiritual race of elves. So, and maybe they can also use maybe their home territory is a land with such plants. 100% will have something like that for sure, though. I hate how I have to like prepend all of these, and I should actually refactor those and not just do what I'm doing here. None, axe, pickaxe, shovel, sickle, knife. What am I missing here? Hammer. We'll add more as we come across it, I think. Oh no, cancel that. Okay, we're just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, what broke? Tell me what broke. Okay, what else? There's probably one in here. Kind of stuff gets me excited though. This is the kind of stuff I like thinking about. And I've been playing through Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on the Switch. I found out the other day you can play it on the Switch now, which is crazy. A lot of Nintendo 64 games actually. But the Gorons mentioned that they eat rocks. Like they're a race of rock-eating people. And then when you first go there as a kid, they grew to love the certain type of rock that grew super deep in this cavern, the Dodongo cavern. The Dodongo are they're like these lizard creatures that explode on death. But I guess there was a giant Dodongo that took over this cave, and so they want you to go clear it out, of course, so they can get back to their good rock. So they're all like kind of like starving. They're malnourished. So that, it would be cool to have a kind of race like that or something. A Geodude race. Okay, so we actually built. There's only what? Oh, there's probably there is probably some things that are broken. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. So where have you broken at? Show me where it hurts. Show me where it hurts. Wood, stone. I did metal. I'm actually kind of thinking about this now. I don't think I want... The resource type might not be an enum. That might need to be a class. Well, no, maybe it can be an enum. It's more like a tag. Yeah. So in RimWorld, you can build things out of multiple, like you can pick what material you want to build a wall out of. You can build it out of wood, or you can build it out of stone. And you can do the same with when you're making like gear. You can pick it, what if you want to make it out of wool, if you want to make it out of leather, what kind of leather. You know, if you're doing artwork or you're making sculptures, you can pick if you want to build the sculpture out of wood, or if you want to build it out of stone or gold or jade or something like that. So I'm thinking there needs to be like a hierarchy of this a little bit, because it'll say like woody or any stony material or something like that you're allowed to like build something out of. I may want to do something like that in the future, something to keep in mind. These are all my old behavior tree tasks that I wrote for like finding food and stuff like that. Find food. Let's close these for now because we're just kind of looking at the PCG stuff. Yeah, so I think I need to maintain and also serialize. I'll need to save as well. Does it have the save game? I can save game properties on here. Okay, so my serialization system should pick it up, which I haven't tested in quite some time. And I've added a shit ton of stuff. I should probably figure out how serialization is going to work with my entity system, because I have not thought about that in a long fucking time. Today is not that day, though. Today is not that day. Saw a good talk on world building about fantasy metals. Link it, bro. Give me the link. I'll watch that. That sounds interesting, actually. You know, there's always mithril. Always gonna have mithril. That is the like #1 fantasy metal. Thanks, Tolkien. What do I want here? I do need a parameter. So I need the save slot suffix. And then I need an array of like gather type. Let's call it gather type tags. Can I change the position here? Okay, cool. Hell yeah. Bookmarking that for sure. World building corner.
So we'll discuss world-building metals, where they're found, how they're mined, as well as the roles that different metals play in world-building cultures.
I've always thought about like, oh, I should read about history and like how things are made to inform game design decisions on like, you know, how do you make wood planks, right? Like what's the process for making a wood plank back in the day? Can you treat the wood? What do you treat it with? You know, that kind of shit. I never thought that there would be like YouTube videos dedicated to that kind of thing, which it sounds like what this is, but for metal. That's awesome. 21 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that at some point. Thank you, Turnicog. I missed you. Like every good lie, it requires a little truth. Hell yeah, I love that.
Good. It's a good way to put it. We are telling lies when we're telling fantasy stories, aren't we? What am I doing here? Oh yeah, I was doing this stuff. Gather type. What else did I need? Gather type, tool type. I think this is going to be on the. This is going to be in the data table. Now I'm kind of thinking that maybe I should just put a data table row on the points. Resource type. I think I'll want to tag resource type on there too. So let me just get these thoughts down. The resource type and gather type. More so like yield type. Like what type of thing does this yield? And so in my graph, let me make those public. So in my graph, when I go to serialize, I can add select for, you know, like this is, what is this? These are trees. Okay, so this would be like chop. Resource type is wood. You know, maybe there are just some like sticks somewhere, stuff around trees, not tree. Oh, some of these are going to be kind of hard. Some of these are going to be kind of hard when it comes to serialization, because this static mesh spawner, yeah. Okay, how am I going to do this? I think maybe I may need an input and output, actually, now that I'm thinking about this. Because this one is spawning a fern and a small rock and a medium boulder. Now I'm picturing the small rock being something you can pick up, and the medium boulder being something you have to hit with a pickaxe. And so those would be different tags. This one, and like the fern, of course, you know, maybe that's not even harvestable, but. It's like, if I'm putting that here. Tags. I like that I have an enum for it, although I could use the tags there. What's on the component, though? I wonder if I make my own static mesh spawner node. I wonder if I kind of wrap this. And do this all at once. And that way I can, wrap this interface and essentially just do the same thing they have here and then add a couple more tags there. What do you even craft with the ferns and games? They were normally part of the grass tech tree. Oh, biofuel. You haven't played Satisfactory, I take it. Yeah, you just chuck those straight into the burners. You know, maybe you can have some, like some foresty armor. You know, something like that. That looks fucking sick, dude. Look at that armor. That's not even armor. What? Get out of here. That's armor. Hell yeah. Look at this. Bunny rabbit. There we go. There we go. Zomboid just got wood armor. So do you craft in Zomboid? That's a sick ass bow. Oh, I'm getting so inspired for a wood elf race. Okay, horribly pixelated image, but So I hate when games they do elves, but then they make the pompous elf race. You know what I mean? Like that's their only quality is being yeah, so of course, yes, dubious, indubitably. I hate that race of elves. But like, wow, they have the night elves. That's cool. Blood elves are the pompous. They're the pompous ones, right? They have a little bit lore to, you know, they're mana hungry. You know, they have a little bit more lore to them. But and then there are in Lord of the Rings there are elves of the woodland realm. Those are like wood. I mean, they're like the same race. They're just from a different area. But then they have like the elves of Rivendell, which are just like the fucking bratty pompous elves. So I think for like my elves, it's either going to be like a wood elf or like a night elf or a dark elf kind of thing. No plain high elf or whatever you fucking call it. None of that shit. But yeah, anyways, back to this. I think I will need to make my own node here. Yeah, man, hella crafting and Zomboid. Most of the things you loot that are not food, weapons, and armor are for crafting in your career. Okay. Yeah, I've watched quite a bit of it, but not that closely. So what I see is a lot of people just scavenging for equipment, it seems. But I guess, yeah, what you're saying, you can craft it and stuff too. Which is weird that you're saying it just got wood armor. To me, that would be like, that's like level 1 armor. You know what I mean? Level 1 armor. Okay, yeah, so I need another node. I'm gonna wrap this. It's gonna kind of be a pain in the ass. Let me see if I can find how this node is defined. Okay. Jesus Christ, of course this node is like giga complex for what it is. I'm wondering if I can just extend this. That's why I'm looking here. Okay, let's just try it real quick. Terrain? That's a terrainy type class, right? ECG static mesh spawner. I can't. Wait, why? Hang on, just do a U object. Oh, that's the file. Okay, the settings are what I want. Settings are what I want. So I can't. I just didn't. I was being dumb. The update was more about bringing more primitive means of survival to the players. Blacksmithing and welding got broken apart and vibing their own upgrade. Given their own upgrade paths. Okay, so they're just adding more depth to some systems that already existed. Has it changed? How has the wood armor changed the game? Is it just something that like... Is it like a meta thing now, or is it just a stepping stone type thing? It's like, oh, okay, if I get some wood armor, I'll use it for a little bit before I get to smithing or something. Okay, so how do I work with this class? Do I just make public things here? Oh, mesh selector parameters. What do we have? Descriptor, weight, display name. I'm gonna look for those. Is that in here? There's descriptor. ECG mesh instance list. Okay, it is a list. Let me see, is there any references to that in this other class? Not really. Not really. Let me do a find all here. I'm not made wood armor as I'm doing the metalworking side. I barely chop trees. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like if it wasn't already in the game, players already found a way to like get by without it. And it's, you know, wood armor. We all know that's going to be level 1 armor, you know, weaker armor. And so, like you say, you're doing the metalworking side. It's like, you know, just kind of leapfrog the wood armor. That's why I was asking, like, what impact it had on the game. Static mesh spawner element. Where does this define its like pins and stuff? Maybe it's just in the base here. Mesh selector base. Oh, I was already looking at that. Okay. Is it just the function parameter that does it? UPC, you must select selected. I have no idea how any of this works. So I mean, it's just a U object. So how the hell does it work? Like this FPCG mesh instance list looks like what defines what I'm interested in. Descriptor, weight, display name. I have descriptor. Oh boy. This is just like gonna be a giga nested class, isn't it? Some point data. Maybe this isn't what I want at all. Back to the spawner. Instance data packer type. That's right there. Okay. So I guess you kind of can just put it into a category and it shows up, but I need it on the mesh entry, I guess. Where is mesh entries? Let me do a mesh entries. In header files. Weighted mesh entries. ECG mesh selector weighted. Is that what this is? Ah, it is. Okay, so there's, okay, this is complicated because there's a type. Okay, so maybe I don't even need to extend the class. Maybe I just need to make a new one of these types. Selector by attribute. Uh-oh. Selector by attribute. Attribute name. Weighted by category. Category entry. Weighted mesh entries. Okay. Undo. Give me back my settings. Hello, please. Hello, please. No. I don't want to set them all back up. I'm just undoing a bunch of shit that I don't know now. Oh, no. Oh, rip. I should have... Oh, why did I do it on that one? I should have just made a new node. Okay, well, I broke that. We're gonna have to fix that later. I probably would have had to change it all anyway if I'm gonna override some of these nodes here. Mesh selector type, though. Okay, so that's why I was struggling to find some answers here. So I think I get how this works a little bit more now. Where is it? Mesh selector type. Okay, so we select a class here. And somehow this class knows how to edit the node. Just force close and don't save. It fucked up that bad. Yeah, well, I save all the time habitually, so that never helps me. And I actually kind of hate how Unreal Engine does redos or undos. I also hate that the back and forward button on your mouse, it doesn't go to different asset windows. That annoys me. It only goes back and forth in the current asset frame. Asset window. Okay, but there are mesh selector types. Okay, so mesh selector weighted. There's the mesh entries. There's the material override. Okay. Yeah, so this is options. Either I override the whole node, or I just create a new mesh selector type. Let's just try to create a new mesh selector type. PCG mesh selector weighted. I'm just gonna do like width. What do I want to say? Like, okay, so downside to doing it this way. Hang on, let me back up. So there are these different selectors here for like, I'm pretty sure if you select by attribute, the data on each pin can be attributed. Like you can add little tags to the data to each point itself, right? And so you can use that to spawn things here. That's what that's all about. That was kind of vague. And that's because I don't understand it very well. But I guess if I created my own, if I extended this mesh selector type, I would have to do that for each one of these if I wanted to use that functionality. So that would be a downside there. But what other option would I have? Because I would want to add it on each mesh entry. I suppose I could, if I overrode the static mesh spawner, I could have another map of like mesh entry index to the tag, the resource type, and gather types that I want. That's kind of hacky though. That feels hacky, UI wise. What other option do I mean, I think I kind of just have to override these if I want it to look nice and be easy to work with. And right now all I do is select weighted, which is just kind of like RNG, right? Just straight RNG. And that's all I really do. I don't know. I mean, I guess I can cross that bridge if I come to it. And I need to spawn static mesh by attributes and also tag it. So maybe I still go down the path of extending it. I don't know what to call it though. I'll just call it my just like with everything else in my fucking project, my PCG mesh selector weighted. Don't need a redirect because I haven't used it ever. Okay, what are you mad at? Incomplete. Okay. Then like, what do you do here? What do you know? PCG mesh selector weighted. What do you know? I'm just gonna extend you, and I just need some public booleans, I think, or not booleans, properties. Category equals. I want it in a category. Let me look here. Weighted. Up. Up. No, let's not put it in a category. I don't want it to be collapsed. I want it there and accessible. Use material attribute overrides, inline, blah 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 blah, mesh selector. Interesting. But actually, I need to override this to also use my own entries. It's the entry that I need. Oof. Oof. Okay, can I override this? Okay. This feels so fucking hacky. Okay, and what do I need on here? I need like a T array of E item resource type. Resource type tags. Give me another one. Come on, Copilot. You know what I want. Yeah. No, not exactly. Okay. This probably needs to be tenum as byte as well. Okay. Category is in settings for some of those other ones. For weight and display name. Category is settings. Okay, I think I should probably put that on mine too. Okay, so that means well, I suppose if I add a mesh entry. Yeah, this isn't gonna work the way I was just picturing it. Because they're structs. And when you just add an instance of it, oh, okay, okay. What do we do now? What do we do now? Well, I actually want to extend the PCG mesh selector weighted. That's what I want to extend. Let me look at that. So it has the array of these mesh entries, which is a struct, so I can't actually overriding that doesn't really do much for me in this regard. And I can't like I can't override the type, can I? Mesh instance list. That can stay the same. I don't care about that. I mean, I guess I kind of have to do something like this, but then I have to use my own type. then I have to like, I'm gonna have to like update everything else to use this new mesh entries list. Because this isn't gonna compile, because I'm using the same name, right? It's not just gonna like overwrite it for me with a new type. Right? It's not gonna compile. If that compiles, I'll eat my ass. Knew it. Oh. Didn't compile for a different reason. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah. Oh, it's because it's private. Okay. Okay, we're getting closer. Getting closer to eating my ass. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Not be defined, because it's already defined. That would be nice, though, wouldn't it? Fucking 25 usages. Oh, boy. There will be no ass eating on this day. Do I just have to override the select instances? If that's the only function I have to override, I might just do that. I'll just copy everything in here, change it to my mesh entries, of course. Is kernel valid? Yeah, it's just, it's doing a lot with it elsewhere as well. I feel like this isn't going to work. Set up procedural ISM components, selector weighted. Maybe I can do something, maybe I can do something post load. Post edit change property. Yeah, maybe we do something like this. I think I may need it elsewhere. Let me look at the CPP file here. I'm thinking like I just set the mesh entries variable to my mesh entries. And I think the structs are going to suffer from object slicing if I do that. Right? Because I'd be downcasting the structs. I feel like that wouldn't work. It's just the post edit change main property. Wait, why isn't the one I want? Oh, there it is. Okay. I can't just do that, can I? Yeah, it doesn't like that. Oh, fucking structs, dude. If it was a hue object, oh, this would work. This would be fine. This would be great. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. That means I would have to iterate through my mesh entries. And I'd have to build out base mesh entries. And I'd have to like fucking man, what does that return? ID in place. Still ID. I wanted to return the thing. What do I do there? I forgot what the fucking thing is. Add defaulted. Still returns size type. Is that, I mean, does that work? Okay, so then entry dot descriptor equals mesh entry dot descriptor. Wait, sure. Entry dot, what is it, display name? Yeah, do that, do all that. Yeah, that didn't work. In place get ref, okay, that's what I was looking for. So I could do that, and then why did I do entry? Oh yeah, that's right, that's right. Entry dot, and then I can do whatever I need to with the tags here. Is this gonna work? And then I'll just do after this mesh entries equals base mesh entries. Yeah, so anytime I change the property, it like updates. I probably need to do that in like post load or whatever as well. I may need to do that in another function. Make sure to call it super there. Actually put that, I think after it's probably better there because it's doing like some like refresh display names and stuff. Make sure we have all that set first. Okay, so what do I do with the tags here? I said I wanted them all on one node. I've kind of lost the plot here. I wanted them all on one node to serialize the points with alongside these tags, and also have these tags point to the points. Okay, if I think about how this data is going to be stored, so this is a runtime generated partitioned PCG graph, which means there are big grids all over the world that are spawning these PCG points. And so that forest graph we were looking at earlier, let's actually see if this shows up correctly. But that forest PCG graph we were looking at earlier is actually going to run multiple times, one for each partition grid. And it's also hierarchical, which is just like a whole other thing. But essentially the grid is a certain size, I think is what we can say for that. What is happening here? Uh-oh. UPCG, mesh selector weighted, external symbol. Do I need to add something somewhere? Or are these not like exported? Oh god, if these aren't exported, this whole thing just falls apart. UPCG mesh selector weighted, select instances. I'm not referencing that anywhere though. And these are just the... This isn't exported. It's not exported. Shit. This one is, right? Yeah. So if I did this... I'll let that out for now. Shit, yeah. Is this exported? It is. That one is too. Oh, that fucking... How did... Wait, what? Hang on. Did I actually get that commented out before the build started? Maybe I did. Okay, so... okay, so that was the issue. So stop that. What do I do about this? So I need all the functionality that exists on this PCG mesh selector weighted. And I really don't want to reinvent the wheel here. The class can be cast to, but the function of the class cannot be called. Okay. So that means I can't extend from it. Oh just export this for me, Tim Sweeney. Oh, what can I do about this? What can I do about this? Oh, Dr. Elliott, save me. I know you have some sort of answer for this. Yeah. Shit. Okay. Options. What are my options here? I can re-implement the whole thing. I can copy and paste everything here. Which, it's not the worst thing. Not the worst thing I could do. Okay, that function's kind of long. Kind of ugly. But yeah, I could copy everything here. I could also just change the way I use the PCG graph in serialization. I could split the points apart. Is there really not a way to, like, I mean, I could use the component tags. I could translate the component tags on the PCG static mesh spawner to these enums that I have created. Kind of annoying. That could work, and I wouldn't need any of my own nodes for that. Let's open the editor again. Let me take another look at that. I could, but then I still need, okay, so right now I have a serialization node that feeds into a static mesh spawner. The static mesh spawner would have multiple static meshes on it, but if I just change the way that I used points, I could split the points apart into the the potentially 3 different static meshes that could spawn from my example static mesh spawner: the fern, the rock, big rock. I could split those apart such that I can use the serialization node before I can continue to use the serialization node separate. I was thinking that they needed to be together so that I could keep using the PCG graph as I normally do, because I guess I'm trying to think, as an indie dev, the decisions I try to make for like how to architect things, or like whatever is going to speed up me creating content, is probably the way I should build it. And so creating a single node here and not having to, potentially like, fucking some sort of density filter. I'd have to do like, 3 of those, 1 for each of the static meshes that were on here. Oh, goody. Look at this turning cog. They came back. I guess I didn't save it. Or is that the wrong one? That might be the wrong one. No, that's the right one. That's the right one. So yeah, we have these 3 static meshes here: fern, small rock, and boulder. Now I could, do boom, boom, boom. Well, let's delete the last one to give us a better picture. Right, do some sort of filtering. I'd have to do noise on it. Some attribute noise. And it would have to be like this and that, and then I would need it up there, so I need 3 sets of that. Like that's extra work for me, so that slows down my process. So that's what I was thinking. If I just be smart about it up front and create my own node that I can just add little parameters on here, then implementing this stuff will go a lot faster for me. I guess I don't know if I can copy that, actually. I said that was an option. Because like this PCG mesh selector weight, it's referenced in a lot. Another option, I could edit the engine code, could edit the source code. That scares me because I don't want to diverge. Because my game's not coming out for a minute. For a very long minute. That's just checking for unassigned meshes. That's fucking fine. I don't need that. Create unique keys for the output string. What is this function? Compute output pin data description. Don't exactly know what that's talking about. Add static created strings. I mean, yeah, it's there are some places this class is referenced, so if I can't extend it, then these are not going to be hit, which worries me. Yeah, this is probably the most problematic function to miss out on. Set up procedural ISM components. Don't know what it does, but it sounds important. And I can't like buy attribute material override. I guess I'm kind of leaning on component tags then. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. God, I just went through that whole rabbit hole just to I should know better. I should know better. Do it the way Unreal Engine is telling you to do it. Don't try to shoehorn in your own preferred method. It's gonna be annoying to have to type these out. There's not anywhere on here I can like add custom data or anything, is there? I guess this could be, the component tags actually could be nice because I can do collision traces with them, right? You can collision trace by tag, right? So that could be really nice. Okay, I think that's what we should do. I think that's what we should do. And then I just create some functions to convert when I need to. Yeah, it's just going to be annoying to type those out. I get why they did it that way. Okay, we're going to have to do that next time. Because I will be hopping off this evening. So it looks like Finn is fine. Is doing some game dev. So I'm gonna raid him. He's working in Unreal Engine as well on a horror game. So thanks everyone for stopping by. Tell Finn I said hi. And I hope to stream again soon, and I hope to see you all again soon. Turning Cog, good to see you as always. Good night.